October 6th, we got the new update for Red Dead Redemption 2 online, and it was pretty nice. I really enjoy these animal hunts, and I've been going around and finding that it's renewed my interest into the game until they actually give us something more substantial, if that ever comes. They might just keep adding roles until and that just might be it. But let's focus on the here and now. All right, so it's getting to the point now where, and you can trace this over every single DLC, role that they have added to the game. All right, every one of them. All right, you'll see at some point. All right, in 6 weeks after the fact or so, they'll start offering up these ridiculous amounts of XP for your rolls, or or we give you all this other shit, all these discounts on items that you've probably already bought. I already bought them all. I even took my time with the naturalist roll, maxing it out, and here we are. These updates provide little to no value to any of the experienced players. Anybody who puts any time in, you're getting, crapped upon in these updates. We all are. And it's not like, they're not aware of, the dynamics of the situation where you have, a set of players that, I would say most of the players, that's generally what I come across. I don't find very many people. It's very less than 10%, that are not anywhere near completion with the roles, right? So you're talking about, the vast majority of the player base is done with this, right? And so they release these updates for the 10% of people playing? That makes no sense. Right? Makes no sense. So, I really have this, this idea in my head, right? That because if you look at the timeline with, basically the people who started the company, were with the company since day one, they all are leaving, right? And if you do anything with the corporate world, that, there is such thing as corporate speak. All right. And it doesn't matter, what, the real situation happened, what actually went down. Because they're going to tell you that it's just sunshine and bunny rabbits, right? There's nothing amiss with the situation. When Leslie Moonves, or however you say his name, when he left, and then you got Dan Houser's gone, and then you got rid of Laszlo, right? Fucking Laszlo. And then you could even see, though, at the end of when you looked at, say, for example, GTA 5, when you looked at, all the missions in there and how they kind of it didn't matter, everybody got lambasted, but there was just a couple of, moments in that game where I was just, kind of it was pure cringe for me, and I was just like, well, this is definitely trying to, promote a, what is now known as a woke agenda. And, you'll see that woke agenda, specifically when it came to, that those guys run around in the desert in the, that SUV, chasing down illegal aliens. And, and the way they promoted it and showed it, it was just these two guys were just some dumb idiot hicks, low IQ, small PP energy, and they're just, harassing people just out of, racist hatred. I mean, And then you saw it in, it was completely in Red Dead Redemption 2 online, and it was just kind of interwoven, not the online, but the story mode. It was definitely interwoven into the story completely. I mean, there it was. I mean, you can go around in Red Dead Redemption 2 online and, murder all the Mexicans you want, murder all the Europeans you want, and to the extent murder all the Africans you want, wherever they are to be found in the game. But you couldn't, you couldn't murder any of the. You're going to go to the Indian reservation and just start, lighting shit up, right? And I'm just like, why? I mean, we can go around murdering everyone else. Why can't we do the same here, right? And then you get, all these little. How they portray, the Murphys and, the, and how they portray the other gangs, or the Irish gang, the ostentiously Irish gang, a racist caricature of Irishmen gang. And, you can go around, kill all the European Americans that you want in that game. Without hesitation, nobody thinks twice, right? And, there is a larger picture here of conditioning, right? That you don't understand because you don't see these things as a long continuum of events. You see it as isolated incidences, and it is a very adolescent and foolhardy approach to life to think that these things are not interconnected. So back to the update. It's absolute one of those that is like, half good, half crap, right? And the bonus XP is going to benefit really absolutely no one unless you're just happen to be one of those people that haven't maxed out Outlaw Pass 3 yet. I mean, but even on top of that, they're giving you 5 levels for free, alright? 5,000 club XP, that's 5 levels right off the bat. And then if you, there's, who needs this? Why can't I get a double on the treasure maps, right? Why can't I get, double on the, collections, right? I mean, it's bad enough that they completely nerfed the collections with the coins. I have dug up over, maybe about 120, 125 coins, and I have yet to complete a set. Cannot get that 15th coin no matter how hard I try, right? No coin collections anymore, folks. Everything else you can get, but don't expect to. I mean, maybe you're one of the lucky ones that did, but I mean, it hasn't worked for me, right? And then on top of that, if you look way back when they, nerfed hunting the way they did, when they took away the feathers and they changed all these prices and stuff, and then act like, oh, it's always supposed to be that way to begin with. It's one of those things in life that, you have to take a step back from and then look at the length of time, right? And you'll see, like, over the timeline and the placement of events that, it's Rockstar is slowly rotting from the inside out. And you can blame Take-Two, you can blame all this other stuff, but it's not the same company that gave us Bully. It's not the same company that gave us San Andreas. It's not the same company that gave us Vice City. It is, as they put down at the bottom of their newswire, they like to point out that says Rockstar Games, and then they got New York, London, Paris, Bogota, and then they got NCMXCVIII, right? So it's about this image that they promote. They want you to focus on more than, you know, substance. You know, it's all about style over real substance. And yeah, they do add stuff in the game, but you know, it's just kind of a, you know, they don't take care of the people that actually play the game. They only focus on the people that kind of play the game. And that, I think, will eventually be their undoing, because, you know, there is such thing as goodwill, and that goodwill is a commodity. It really truly is. And Rockstar has bled out all of their goodwill from a lot of people, including me. Like, I don't have any more left for them whatsoever. If they went bankrupt tomorrow and closed down everything, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't blink an eye. I just moved on from somewhere else, right? Anyways, and a Halloween update's coming up, you know, and you know, you need to get prepared for that. I recommend, you know, stacking your collections, what collections you can get. Make sure that you know, you got those ready to fire off, because it doesn't seem they're going to release it maybe next week, maybe 2 weeks from now, and that's not going to give you a whole lot of time to go through it all, right? It doesn't even seem like why. I mean, October for me starts, you know, the 23rd of September, right? That's Halloween start for me. The day when summer ends, it's time. It's time to put up the decorations, right? And, you know, and they're only going to give us maybe 2 weeks worth of spook. Come on. I mean, after they didn't update this game for, what, 8 months? You know, and then acted like, you know, it was somehow impossible for them to do so, when, you know, you had other games like Fallout 76 that just keeps pumping them out without problem. You know, you figure if you had 4 offices, you know, one in New York, one in London, one in Paris, and one in Bogota, like, somebody could keep fucking working, right? But no, it's, you know, and Rockstar, how they communicate is that they pay people to put out articles for them, alright? And that's how you know, because people just don't write articles about Rockstar games with a communication from a employee unless that is a paid advertisement by Rockstar, and they're trying to use these employees and what they say as a way to convey the corporate direction that they want to go, alright? And I think that there is some kind of perhaps a legal strategy on the part, probably, where they're just like, oh, okay, you know, if we don't say anything ourselves, like put it out as an actual statement, then, you know, we, you know, can't be held accountable or held to, you know, any kind of standard, right? So I think that's part of the situation. I also know that, you know, them using low-level employees to, you know, convey to us, you know, in a very hyperbolic, very, you know, blanket statement type stuff, you know, it's annoying, right? And it's just disrespectful. It really is. I'm a person, I have boundaries, right? You should too. And this is like when you're trying to date someone and they get all kind of like shady, you know, and, you know, don't answer all the calls you want to give them, or they, you know, break plans with you you know, and they're just like, well, what's really going on here? And then of course there's, oh, no, nothing's going on, you know. I mean, they won't give you any kind of you know, verification of that aspect, but, you know, hey, nothing's going on. And you just keep eating it up. Break yourself free of this, folks. And that's all I can tell you to do. Stack up on those collections. Use it to max out the Halloween thing. And, you know, go to some haunted houses. Do some trick-or-treating, man. Don't stay inside and play video games all the time.